Hello, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast. I am Samuel Reese coming to you live today on YouTube and Twitch. And the round of 16 at Euro 2020 rolls on, and one of the more anticipated matchups up until this point in the tournament is here. It is Belgium taking on Portugal in what could very well be the best game of the tournament so far. Hopefully, this one lives up to its hype. This should be a fun one, folks. From Seville, Spain, Belgium and Portugal square off with a spot in the quarterfinals up for grabs. The winner will take on Italy. Today's referee is Felix Brick of Germany. Brick, a very experienced official, ready for the occasion as the two captains, Eden Hazard and Cristiano Ronaldo, meet at midfield for the coin toss. Looking at tonight's starting lineups, first for Belgium, who are led by Roberto Martinez. Martinez rolls out a 3-4-3 formation, which we've seen consistently from Belgium throughout the group stage. It's Thibaut Courtois, as usual, in goal. And the three at the back are Toby Alderweireld and Jan Vertonghen, as well as Thomas Vermaelen. Four in the midfield are Thomas Meunier, Yuri Tielemans, Axel Witsel, and Torgan Hazard. And then the three up top, Kevin De Bruyne, Romelu Lukaku, and the captain, Eden Hazard. For Portugal, on the other hand, who are led by Fernando Santos, it's Rui Patricio in goal. A 4-3-3 formation at the back, Rafael Guerreiro, Pepe, Ruben Diaz, and Diogo Dalot. And three in the midfield, Renato Sanchez, João Palhinha, and João Moutinho. And then the three up top, Diogo Jota, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Bernardo Silva. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. What's going on, Ben? Yes, let's go. Let's go, Portugal. Here we go. A 9 p.m. local time start in Seville, Spain. Seville not too far away from the Portuguese border, so there is a great bit of support for Portugal tonight, as both teams will take the knee before we kick things off in what should be a fantastic round of 16 tie between these two sides. Belgium finished first in Group B. Portugal went through as a third-place finisher in that group of death, Group F. And we're off and running. Sit back and enjoy Belgium-Portugal underway from Seville, Spain, at Estadio de la Cartuja, a national stadium which is not used by any club in Spain. In fact, Athletic Bilbao Stadium was originally going to be the stadium used in Spain for the Euros, but they couldn't guarantee fans. So then the host site in Spain got moved to Sevilla. And this will be the last match of the tournament at this site in Seville. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in as Belgium attack from left to right in their traditional red colors. Portugal from right to left in this opening half of play in their mint kits. I don't know how to better describe the color of their uniforms, as it's Kevin De Bruyne in possession. Sorry, folks, just getting the scoreboard figured out. There we go. As we are a minute in, here's Axel Witsel in possession. Now over to Alderweireld. Alderweireld looking for Lukaku, bouncing ball. De Bruyne can't settle. One back by Renato Sanchez. Now it's back with Pepe, the veteran for Portugal. Now Rafael Guerreiro. Back to Ruben Diaz. After Italy's thrilling extra time win over Austria yesterday, these two teams now know who their opponent will be if they win tonight. It's two heavyweight sides. This is, of course, the tougher part of the draw. And if you look at the world rankings, it's first versus fifth. Belgium versus Portugal. Here's Rafael Guerreiro. Back to Sanchez. Coming into this one, Belgium do have 48 hours more rest, as this is handled comfortably by Thibaut Courtois. Diogo Dalot is starting at right back. Of course, the absence of João Cancelo has certainly been felt this tournament for Portugal. He tested positive for COVID right before the tournament began and was therefore ruled out of the competition, which was just unfortunate. And of course, Ruben Semedo had that nightmare game against Germany. Diogo Dalot was actually the player called up in place of João Cancelo, and so he gets the start tonight in a big match. Portugal, of course, the defending European champions, and Belgium, with a stacked roster, are seeing their golden generation enter its final stages, and it's essentially now or never for the Belgians if they want to win a major competition before the golden generation waves goodbye. It's been disappointment, competition after competition for Belgium, whether it be the Euros or the World Cup. This is Ruben Dias. Now Guerrero. Back to Sanchez. Pepe, at 38 years of age, goes back to Rui Patricio. Patricio was just superb in that Euro final against France 5 years ago. He may need a similar performance tonight, depending on how this one plays out. And a big reason why this is, one of the most anticipated matchups in these knockout stages so far is because of how open many expect it to be. This should be a very open game with chances at both ends. Throwing on the far side for Belgium. 5 minutes gone at Estadio de la Cartuja. Nice turn there. Renato Sanchez off to the races. He has Jota. Here is Diogo Jota. Jota with a shot. And it's just wide. The first chance of the game comes for Portugal off of an errant throw-in by Belgium. And what an opportunity that truly was. Sanchez with the takeaway and then setting up Jota. He just shanked that one wide in the end. A left-footed effort. And now Renato Sanchez wins it back momentarily for Portugal. Belgium, however, once more in possession. Here's a switch of play. Out wide with Meunier. Meunier to Kevin De Bruyne. Here's Alderweireld. De Bruyne. And Tielemans pass out wide off the mark for Meunier. Roberto Martinez and Fernando Santos, the two managers squaring off tonight. This one back by De Bruyne. Here's Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku looking for Eden Hazard. But stepping in the way was Ruben Dias. And that's knocked out of play by Alderweireld. Throw in for Portugal. Early stages of this one from Seville. The winner takes on Italy Friday. And that's a poor pass by João Moutinho. Turn back over to the Belgians. What's going on, Rohan? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Thanks, everyone, for stopping by this afternoon, this evening, this night, depending on where you're tuning in from. Looking forward to this one. I think all of us are. This is controlled by Jota. Renato Sanchez, dispossessed by Axel Witsel. Back now with Alderweireld. Alderweireld out wide with Meunier. Belgium, a perfect record so far in the tournament. They won all 3 group games against Russia, Denmark, and Finland. Portugal getting through as one of the best third-place finishers. They were level on points with Germany, but Germany, of course, had the head-to-head. Here's Meunier, and the cross floated in is well beyond Lukaku, but kept in by Torgan Hazard. Now Witsel into Tielemans. Yeah, I've got the water, no Coke. No, I just have a little bit of a dry throat, that's all. Here's Axel Witsel again. Jan Vertonghen. Now Alderweireld. Eden Hazard, the captain for Belgium. He finds Witsel. Witsel now to Alderweireld. Belgium with plenty of possession here. Here's a switch now. Meunier, the cross. Header won by Ruben Diaz. Comes out to Witsel. Now Eden Hazard again. Hazard turning on Moutinho. Lukaku back to Hazard. But the shot is well off the mark. Mishit by Hazard. But Belgium showing how dangerous they can be in the attacking third. Eden Hazard looking to get back into the form with the amount of injuries he's had. He's just seeking some consistency because we all know what he's capable of. Back from his days at Chelsea. 10 minutes gone in Seville, Spain. 0-0 between Belgium and Portugal. Belgium ranked first in the world by FIFA. Portugal 5th. Not many, including myself, care too much about the rankings because some would say they're a bit flawed, but that definitely suggests that this is a matchup of world heavyweights squaring off in a winner-go-home scenario. Yeah, I mean, Eden Hazard, he's it stinks. He's been dealing with a lot of injuries, and he just hasn't been himself ever since he's left Chelsea with all the injuries he's had at Real Madrid. He just hasn't had the opportunity to get back into form. Now, some of it could be his fault. Maybe a big reason why he keeps getting injuries is because he's not as fit as he should be, not putting in the work he should be to be at his peak. I don't know. I don't want to make assumptions or anything, but we'll see how he performs tonight because he's definitely capable of some magical moments. That's for certain. Belgium with a lot of the possession in the early stages. Vertonghen rolls it ahead. Both Hazard brothers in the starting lineup. Here's Kevin De Bruyne, who can work his magic as well. Torgan Hazard, across for Alderweireld. This now settled by Eden Hazard on the far side. Hazard, back for De Bruyne. Portugal just struggling to gain back possession. Here now is Alderweireld. He'll send it to De Bruyne. A dozen minutes played in Spain. 0-0 between Belgium and Portugal. A nice turn by Tielemans. He sends it wide for Meunier. Now with Witsel. Vermaelen, who actually plays his club football in Japan with Vissel Kobe, where the likes of David Villa and Andres Iniesta have played in the last few years. Fernando Santos not looking too pleased on the sideline. The Portuguese manager expressing his frustrations. It's been all Belgium possession-wise so far, but they haven't tested Patricio yet. Vertonghen, now De Bruyne. De Bruyne crosses, header away by Diaz. And now Sanchez looking for Ronaldo, but it's won by Belgium. Axel Witsel going wide. Shout for a handball, nothing called. Portugal back with it. Diogo Jota to Bernardo Silva. What a move by Silva. And now Ronaldo will slow things down. Pepe with the switch, finding Rafael Guerreiro. Jota for Diaz. I know, Rohan. I know, man. The Netherlands were very disappointing. I know. I mean, that was surprising. Yeah. I mean, credit to the Czech Republic. After De Ligt got that red card, there was just no coming back from that for the Netherlands. And credit to the Czechs. But yeah, I was definitely very disappointed by the Netherlands' performance. They fooled me by performing so well in the group stage, only to bow out in such disappointing fashion. There's a long ball forward, but Jota's not getting there. A quarter of an hour played. We're scoreless at the Estadio de la Cartuja. Yeah, I mean, Frank de Boer, he's just not the right guy to be in charge of the Netherlands, in my opinion. I knew de Boer very well before he went to the Netherlands, before he took charge of the Netherlands after Ronald Koeman went to Barca, because de Boer coached Atlanta United here in MLS. And Atlanta United went from winning the cup, and then when de Boer took over, they became one of the worst teams in the league. So I'm honestly not surprised. I mean, even before the Euros, the Netherlands weren't playing that well, and they were good in the group stage, but when it mattered the most in the knockout stages, they just disappointed greatly. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Coke or Pepsi? Honestly, I don't. Some people say they can easily tell the difference. I think they taste very similar. I'd lean Coke, however. I'd lean Coke, but in my opinion, they're both very similar in taste. I like both of them once in a while. I don't drink a ton of soda, but once in a while, I like a good Coke or Pepsi. As João Moutinho came in late with the challenge on Axel Witsel. Yeah, exactly, Ben. There's the Netherlands. They have a lot of quality players, but they don't have any, world class striker, as you say. Like they don't have the star player that you kind of need to make a deep run. But yeah, I mean, but with that being said, I think none of us expected them to lose today to the Czech Republic. I at least expected them to make it to the quarterfinals, if not the semis. I mean, they had a favorable road to the semifinals, at least, compared to other teams in the bracket. So, yeah, very disappointing. Mountain Dew. I'm not the biggest fan of Mountain Dew, actually, believe it or not. It's all right. It's all right. Here's Bernardo Silva. We're awaiting the breakthrough goal. Still no score in Sevilla. This is Renato Sanchez. Free refills is always nice, for sure, for sure. That's always a bonus. Now Pepe. And knocked off the ball was Palhinha. But in the end, he'll be called for the foul. Not sure about that. Palhinha, the youngest player in the Portuguese starting lineup. He was really, really good for Sporting this past season. And he impressed me in the game against France. Looking back at that game. Here come Belgium on the attack. Into the box. Here's a strike. That one blocked. It was Torgan Hazard with the opportunity. And now he'll commit the foul on Palhinha. Free kick to the Portuguese. I know, Rohan. I'm blaming you on that. You're the one who brought up the the water and then the Coke or Pepsi question. But hey, that's all right. That's all right. It doesn't have to be strictly this game that we're talking about 100% of the time that I'm talking about. Here's Pepe back for Rui Patricio. Patricio, the long ball forward. Header won by Alderweireld. However, it's back in Portugal's possession. Here's Jota. Now Moutinho to Pepe. Ruben Diaz out wide for Guerrero. Some space here for Rafael Guerrero. Clip ball forward. Ronaldo takes it down, but he was in an offside position. The flag is raised. Free kick to the Belgians. 20 minutes in. We're scoreless from Seville. What's going on, Bargov? Welcome in, man. Yeah, this is a chess war. Absolutely, man. Thank you, Ash, for joining. I don't want to hear any Ronaldo slander here. I don't want to hear it, but I appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, I've had a pretty good weekend, Bargov. I have had a pretty good weekend, for sure. It's been relaxing. It's been my first week of summer break. It's been nice. It's been nice. Yes, that is true, Rohan. That is true. Here's De Bruyne into Witsel. Back to De Bruyne. And now chasing this one down is Meunier. He'll save it. Pepe with the clearing header at the edge of the penalty area. And Renato Sanchez taken down by De Bruyne. Free kick to Portugal. Yeah, I know, Bargov. I know. I agree with you 100%. As Ronaldo is taken down, play continues. Portugal still in possession. You're exactly right, Bargov. I mean, those are high pressure situations. I'm not just saying that because I'm not just saying this because I'm Portuguese, but I wouldn't. Ronaldo would be the first guy I'd select to take a penalty. Here's Renato Sanchez from distance. That ball flashes just wide of Courtois' goal. Let's go back to that incident where Ronaldo went down. Oh, yeah, he was just shouldered by Meunier. Yeah, he does love the pressure moments. Yep, he's a guy who delivers in high-pressure situations. That's given away by Courtois. And at the same time, Bargov, I mean, I would say, oh, okay, Ash, you're a Ronaldo fan too. I got you. Very good, very good. If Ronaldo had missed those penalties against France, my goodness, then you have a right to criticize him. But he delivers in the biggest moments. You're the only Messi fan there, Rohan. I mean, the only reason I'm a bigger fan of Ronaldo than Messi is because I'm Portuguese, because my dad's from Portugal. I like Messi too. I know people act like you can't like both of them. I enjoy watching both of them. I don't, I'm not here to criticize, I'm not here to criticize Messi. I think he's a brilliant player, a world-class player, just like Ronaldo. I'm just grateful that I'm able to watch both of them at the same time, watch their greatness. As there were shots for a handball from Portugal, and it will be called a handball against Thomas Vermaelen, and a free kick for Portugal in a dangerous area. Yeah, Vermaelen just fell down going in for the tackle, and clearly that struck his left arm and then maybe his right arm as well. Quite an easy decision for Felix Brick, the German official. And a dangerous set piece on the way. Right, Bargov, right. I think, yeah, I won't get into Jordan versus LeBron because that's another conversation that drives me nuts. But I will say Jordan LeBron's argument I think is silly. I think Jordan is by far the better player. Now, since I'm a Boston fan, maybe that factors into my disliking of LeBron James. I just don't, I can't stand the guy. But hey, that's another story for another day. But yes. Exactly, Ben. Cristiano has done great in 3 leagues. Here's Ronaldo with a drive, save made, and the rebound is headed right to Courtois. An absolute laser from distance by Cristiano Ronaldo. But Courtois able to make the stop, and then on the rebound, a much more easy save for the tall keeper. 25th minute. And Belgium survive a scare. No need to argue about who's better, who's the GOAT. They're both great players. They're both fantastic players. As this ball is threaded through, but Patricio's there to claim it at the edge of his box. Yeah, Messi dribbling the ball. It's breathtaking sometimes. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Bargov. Skill-wise, Messi and Neymar on the ball, just incredible. When it comes to goal-scoring ability, that's where I'd probably give the edge to Ronaldo. But all the players we're talking about are great in their own way. Who's going to score first? I don't know, man. Portugal have had a few more chances early, although the chances have been few and far between for both teams. I'm going to say Portugal. I'm going to say Portugal here at the end of the first half. We'll see. Belgium just really haven't tested Patricio yet, so purely based on that, I'll say Portugal. But you never know, as that's given away by João Palhinha. One back by Sanchez. Sanchez floated ball. Settled by Jota. Jota lays it back for Guerrero. Now Palhinha. He finds Sanchez. Now Dallo. And that's headed down to Rafael Guerrero. Back it comes to Palhinha. And that strike is well high. Goal kick for Belgium. Well, the last 10 or so minutes, Portugal have been the ones all over Belgium. Thank you, Michael, for tuning in. I appreciate it, man. Going back to that Ronaldo free kick chance. That had potential. But Courtois read that one. Who is considered the favorite in this match, Michael? I'd probably say Belgium, just because of some hiccups in the group stage from Portugal. Yes, they were in the best group. I just get the sense that many favor Belgium in this match. And perhaps you could argue they have the better team. But then again, it's It was always going to be a close one between these two teams. It's probably going to be a nail biter. And that comes down to the wire. Yeah, Ben, that's what drives me nuts with Neymar. He's such a talented player, but he's a diver and an actor, as you say. So if he can clean that up, I'd have more respect for him. Fair enough, Ben. Here is Rafael Guerrero. We're still scoreless inside Estadio de la Cartuja in Seville, Spain. Header won by Alderweireld. Back it comes to Portugal. Here's Renato Sanchez. Sanchez over to Diogo Dalot. Dalot actually took part in Portugal's U21 team for the Euros, the U21 Euros before the actual Euros began. Portugal fell to Germany in the final in that competition. Diogo Dalot was part of that team because originally he wasn't going to be a member of the roster for the senior team here in these Euros. But because João Cancelo tested positive for COVID right before the tournament, Dalot was brought up. That clearance won back by Belgium, but Lukaku is dispossessed. A nice tackle that from Palhinha. And now Ronaldo making the run, but you won't get there. Vermaelen first to it. Yeah, KD and Steph very close for sure. I agree with you there, Ben. Just about half an hour in. We're still awaiting the first goal of this one. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in this afternoon. The second of two round of 16 matches today. The winner of this one faces Italy in the quarterfinals. Italy, who survived a scare yesterday against Austria. What a game that was. Here is Eden Hazard. And a foul called against Pepe. Eden Hazard, the one down. Anytime Eden Hazard is fouled, surely Belgium fans hold their breath. Didn't look like anything too serious. I don't know, Ben. I don't know. I hope João Felix is the first sub. I'd love him to come on. I don't know why he hasn't been used this tournament by Fernando Santos. It baffles my mind that they're wasting such a talent that they could that could help them so much in this tournament. So I don't know what's going on with João Felix. I don't know what Fernando Santos has against him. But the way Fernando Santos has rolled this tournament, I don't know if he'll even put him in. But I would hope he comes to the realization that he could help the team. And I hope he comes in off the bench. How am I Portuguese, Michael? My dad's from Portugal. Yeah, my dad is from Portugal. He was born in Portugal and grew up there before moving to the U.S. So yes, that's how I'm Portuguese. So they are the team I support in Europe. Yeah, I know, Ben. The kid can play. I know. The round of 16 continues at the Euros tomorrow. The day gets started at noon Eastern time in another great matchup when Croatia takes on Spain. And I will be on the call for that match as well. Oh, you meant my knowledge of the language. Got you. Oh, how is my Portuguese? Sorry. I completely misread that question. My apologies, Michael. It's okay. It's okay. Unfortunately, I don't speak fluent. I know a little bit, not as much as I would like to know. I wish I spoke fluently. I just never I never came around to learning the language fluently, but I do know a little bit. I know, basic Portuguese, some common terms, and so on. And if I hear someone speaking Portuguese, I can pick up on a little bit of it. I learned Spanish in school too, so and the languages are pretty similar. So I know a lot of Spanish, which helps me in understanding Portuguese too. So because they're similar languages. But yeah, my Portuguese is all right. Yeah, I wish I spoke fluently, but unfortunately I don't. Hit the Nando's. I know, I know. No, I cannot say that, Ben. I cannot say that with a straight face. That England will win the Euros. I can't say that. No. First, they got to get past Germany, Ben. First things first. So, yeah, the winner will head to Munich for the quarterfinal against Italy. That will be on Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Here's Pepe. Now Rafael Guerreiro. This ball chipped ahead for Diogo Jota. Jota along the sideline. Gets inside of Tielemans. Jota across now for Bernardo Silva. Now Sanchez. Portugal have it on the right side. Renato Sanchez holds. It's a given 3-0. We'll see about that. I'm not so sure. Ruben Diaz, 35th minute. A scoreless round of 16 matchup up until this point between Belgium and Portugal. That's out for a Belgium throw-in. In high-stakes knockout games between good teams like we're seeing today, they tend to be, well, they can potentially be cagey affairs. We're seeing that so far. Witzel lost it. Renato Sanchez now. Ronaldo lays it off for João Moutinho. And Moutinho fouled by Jan Vertonghen, the center back for Belgium. Football is coming home. How many times have I heard that over the course of my life from English supporters? And it hasn't happened, has it? Free kick for Portugal. João Moutinho floats one in. And Ronaldo was leaping up for it, couldn't get there. And now Belgium are on the break. This is Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku still going and eventually lost it. And the referee does not call a foul. It was quite blatant, even on TV, that Lukaku had his shirt tugged. Well, that was very interesting from the German official, Felix Brick. Here's De Bruyne. De Bruyne over to Alderweireld. Alderweireld for Thomas Meunier. Oh, it's good interplay. De Bruyne back to Meunier. And what an effort that was. The curling shot just wide of the target. He went with the outside of his right boot here. Wow. That would have been a Luka Modric-esque goal had it gone in. Yeah, going back to that Lukaku chance on the break, clearly he had his shirt tugged by Paulinho, and somehow, some way, no foul was called. That was baffling. Yeah. Or Lisbon, or Lisbon. There are a good amount of Belgian supporters in attendance, but as I said at the top of the telecast, Sevilla is actually very close to the Portuguese border. Many Portuguese vacation in Seville. It's a short trip away, and so large Portuguese support is being seen inside Estadio de la Cartuja tonight as Diogo Jota's offside. Yeah, Belgium playing a high line. And that high line pays off as we enter the 39th minute here in the late stages of the first half. Courtois takes the free kick. Tielemans lays it off. Meunier back for Tielemans. He cuts it onto his left. The cross headed out, but it's back with Meunier. Here's Renato Sanchez, Portugal, with some solid defending. And now Sanchez taking off. Pulled back by Witsel. Sanchez still going. And now unleashes Bernardo Silva down the right wing. Silva into the box, defended by Torgan Hazard. And the cross cut out by Jan Vertonghen. Corner kick to Portugal. Renato Sanchez showing off his class. He just blew right by Witsel and was able to unleash Bernardo Silva and create that Portuguese chance. 5 minutes left in the half, 0-0 in Seville. Portugal play it short. Bernardo Silva to Guerreiro. A weak shot in the end, but it comes back out to Sanchez. Clipped forward. Witzel's there. Headed down to Ronaldo. But a foul called against Portugal. And Ronaldo punches the ball in frustration. Ruben Diaz committing the foul. Jumped over Thomas Vermaelen there. Ronaldo clearly frustrated. Free kick to Belgium. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It's been a close affair so far, as expected, between two great teams, and under pressure here is Courtois. But he fakes out Ronaldo to the relief of Belgium. Here's Vertonghen. Ball sent ahead to Lukaku. Lukaku back for De Bruyne. And now Torgan Hazard. Belgium with a breakthrough goal. It's Torgan Hazard with a spectacular strike. And in the 42nd minute, it's the Belgians who grab a goal at the death of the first half. 1-0 as the Belgian fans break out in celebration. Well, what a strike this was. Torgan Hazard from the edge of the box just unleashes a beautiful strike. And this ball had unbelievable curve on it. That is world class from Torgan Hazard. Originally, it looked like it was heading right down the middle for an easy save for Patricio. But at the last second, the curve on that ball took it to the right corner, and Belgium have the lead. And in these Euros, teams scoring first are 29, 2, and 6. That is wins, losses, and then draws. So, based on those stats, Belgium in very good position so far. Right now, I should say, is Portugal look for a response. Here's Guerrero. Now Jota. Can Portugal come alive now that they're trailing by a goal? Bernardo Silva cutting it back, couldn't find Ronaldo. I appreciate that, Michael. I appreciate that. I try to stay neutral as possible. Now, with that being said, if that was a Portugal goal, I would have been much more excited, but I did try to sound as neutral as I could. I don't want to sound, maybe I thought maybe I sounded a bit disappointed, but I try to please the entire audience. As Torgan Hazard scores his second goal in 3 matches these Euros. What's going on, TG? Welcome in. As advantage is played and off to the races is Eden Hazard. Hazard has support, lays it off to Meunier, and now a missed clearance is handled by Patricio. The near scare there as Diogo Dalot completely mishit the ball. Meanwhile, behind the play, Kevin De Bruyne is down. And a yellow card will be handed out to João Palhinha. So, Palhinha of Sporting is booked. And that was for the foul on De Bruyne. The referee rightly played advantage to Belgium. And yes, Palhinha got ball, but he also went through De Bruyne's ankle. Oh yeah, that left ankle of De Bruyne is the concern. That's a bad challenge from Palhinha. And a deserving yellow card for João Palhinha. As we head into first half stoppage time, awaiting the word on how much will be added on. I know, TG, that's a bad goal to concede and a bad moment for Portugal. But take nothing away from that strike from Torgan Hazard. That I thought it took a deflection when I first saw the replay, because that ball just dipped away from Patricio at the last second, but that was all courtesy of a brilliant strike by Torgan Hazard, because Patricio went to his right at first, and then all of a sudden that ball dipped away to the far corner, and Patricio was beat in the blink of an eye. There is 1 minute being added on to the first half. And Portugal looking for a response, trailing by a goal. We've already played 90 seconds of stoppage time, so we could very well play until the 48th minute. As De Bruyne is back to his feet, fortunately for him, it seems like nothing serious. Of course, he's a huge part of this Belgium team. One of the top players in the world. This is settled by Bernardo Silva. There were some shots for a handball from Belgium, nothing called. Cross whipped in, just beyond the head of Cristiano Ronaldo. Now it's back out for Rafael Guerrero. Another cross, back out to the edge of the box, and a left-footed strike is sent sky high over the bar from João Palhinha. And that may be the last chance of the first half. Yeah, I know, TG. I was talking about that earlier in the telecast. I was just surprised, to be honest. I thought for sure the Netherlands would beat the Czech Republic. It was a very disappointing defeat. And yeah, I know. Even after the De Ligt red card was really what ended their chances of, it was still 0-0 at that point. But the Netherlands, as you say, just never responded. Yeah, very underwhelming performance. And yeah, two underdogs, the Czech Republic and Denmark, will face off in the quarterfinals. One of those teams will be in the semifinals, which is quite crazy. So yeah, already some surprises here in the knockout stages of the Euros. That is right, Ben. The Suns are up 3-1. Yeah, that is basketball, TG. Yep, that's the NBA. Yep. And so we have reached halftime in Seville, Spain. It's Belgium with a 1-0 lead over Portugal after 45 minutes of play. And it was a wonder strike from Torgan Hazard. Has Belgium in front. A closely contested first half. But that late goal in the first half, certainly a big blow for Portugal. The halftime report is coming your way after a quick break. We're halfway through this one. Belgium leading Portugal 1-0. Welcome into the halftime report, everybody. A moment of brilliance from Torgan Hazard has Belgium in front of Portugal after 45 minutes of play. That goal coming in the 42nd minute. And now Portugal with some work to do as they trail by 1 at the interval. Thanks everyone for tuning in today and going over those first half highlights. A matchup between two heavyweights in world football, really. And just 5 minutes in, it would be Portugal with the first chance of the game. Renato Sanchez finding Diogo Jota, but in the end, Jota's shot going wide, just not the strike he was looking for. However, in the 25th minute, Portugal would have another great chance. Ronaldo with an absolute cannon from the free kick, but Courtois able to deny him. And then in the 42nd minute, Belgium, with their first real good chance of the game, would find the back of the net. Torgan Hazard with an unbelievable effort. Just the dip on the ball, the bend on it. World class. And that strike has Belgium in front by a 1-0 after 45 minutes of play in Seville, Spain. Well, there's still obviously a lot more time left in this game, but Portugal will need to come alive now. They'll have no other option because they just weren't forward-thinking enough, in my opinion. Yes, Portugal actually created more chances than Belgium in that first half, but I thought at times Portugal were just a bit too fixated on, keeping possession. And I like to see them spend more time in the attacking third and be more creative in that attacking third. But we'll see if that indeed turns out to be the case for Portugal in the second half. With their tournament on the line, they have nothing to lose at this point, and we know it's a Belgium team who can provide a moment of magic like we saw in that first half at any given moment. 1-0 is the score after 45 minutes. Meanwhile, earlier today in the other round of 16 match at the Euros, it was a shock upset as the Czech Republic took down the Netherlands. I'll talk all about that after the break. How old am I? I am 16 years old, TG. I'll be 17 in under 2 weeks now. Yeah. So I'll be 17 in 10 days, July 6th, whenever that is, 9 or 10 days. So yeah, I'll be back after a quick break. Don't go anywhere. It's Belgium 1, Portugal 0 at the half. I'll talk about the earlier round of 16 match in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Earlier today in Budapest, Hungary, we had our first upset of the knockout stages, and things started to go downhill in the second half for the Netherlands after the red card to Matthijs de Ligt. De Ligt just tripped, went off balance, and clearly, cuffed the ball with his hand. It was a blatant red card, in my opinion. And then later on in the half, it would be a breakthrough goal for the Czech Republic. Holeš with the finish. And then in the 80th minute, to cap off the victory, would be none other than Patrick Schick with the finish. 2-0, the Czech Republic knock out the Netherlands in the round of 16. So taking a look at the bracket, with the quarterfinals starting to take shape, we know Italy will face the winner of this game between Belgium and Portugal. And we already have a quarterfinal set on the other side of the bracket. The Czech Republic will face Denmark in the quarterfinals. Some news and notes around the Euros. Ivan Perisic did test positive for COVID-19 on Croatia's side. He'll miss the round of 16 match against Spain tomorrow. Meanwhile, Lucas Digne, Jules Koundé, and Marcus Thuram all expected to miss France's round of 16 match against Switzerland tomorrow. And Mason Mount and Ben Chilwell continue to train in isolation for England following contact tracing with Scotland's Billy Gilmore. Well, it is a doubleheader on tap tomorrow in the round of 16. Croatia and Spain get the day started at noon Eastern time. I will be on the call for that. And then later on at 3 p.m., France square off with Switzerland. You'll be 17 in September, TG? Very good. Okay, so yeah, we're just about the same age. Awesome, man. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Torgan Hazard has Belgium in front. What will the second half have in store? We'll find out next. The final 45 minutes from Seville are just around the corner. Stay tuned. It's Belgium up by a goal at the break. We are ready for the second half between Belgium and Portugal from Estadio La Cartuja in Seville, Spain. Belgium won, Portugal 0 the score. And yeah, I know, TG. Spain looked really good in that 5-0 win against Slovakia. Now, me being Portuguese, I do not like Spain, but I will say they looked good in that game against Slovakia. We'll see how they do tomorrow against Croatia, a game I'll be on the call for. I'm looking forward to that one as well. Yeah, that's very true, Michael. Spain were pretty much unstoppable from 2008 to 2012. I mean, they won the Euros, World Cup, and then Euros again. There was just no stopping that team, as you say. Yeah, that's true, TG. That is true. So both teams emerge from the locker room. Belgium first back onto the pitch just past 10 p.m. local time in Seville as the sun sets in the southern part of Spain. Portugal out of the locker room as well. And what a second half we should be in for, folks. Portugal will kick off. They're going from left to right in the second half. Belgium right to left. Portugal in their mint green kits. Belgium in all red. And it's Belgium with the 1-goal lead. As the whistle is blown, we're underway in the second half from Seville, Spain. You personally think the goalie should have done better on that goal? I mean, I see where you're coming from, Michael. Patricio could have done better. But I just think the bend on the shot, it looked like it was going to where Patricio was heading. I think he does deserve some blame, but I don't think you can take anything away from the strike because that ball was heading towards the middle of the goal, and then at the last second, it just veered off away from Patricio. I think it was a great strike, but I understand where you're coming from. Perhaps Patricio could have reacted better. Yeah, the swerve was unreal, exactly. I mean, perhaps Patricio could have done a bit better, but at the same time, that curve was just the swerve on that ball was unbelievable. I mean, as I said, the first replay I saw, I thought it might have taken a deflection, but no, that was just pure filth from Torgan Hazard on the strike. And so off we go here in the second half. Eden Hazard fouled. Following through on him was João Moutinho. Free kick to Belgium. Meanwhile, Kevin De Bruyne is wincing for Belgium as he will maybe need to come out here. This is a big sign for concern on Belgium's side. Dries Mertens is quickly warming up for Belgium, and I'm not sure if De Bruyne will be able to continue here. Yep, so Dries Mertens puts on his jersey. And it doesn't look like Kevin De Bruyne will be able to carry on. Well, you hate to see this. Clearly, De Bruyne very frustrated and devastated by this injury. And it was back in the first half when Palhinha landed on the ankle, the left ankle of Kevin De Bruyne. He continued for the rest of that first half, tried to carry on here at the start of the second half, but clearly he immediately realized that, you know, this is, the pain is intolerable to the point where he will be unable to continue. So Dries Mertens, the first substitute of the game, as he comes on for De Bruyne. And that could be a big blow for Belgium in the rest of this game. And of course, who knows how significant that injury is if Belgium managed to advance. As Vertonghen was fouled for Belgium. That's one right back by Bernardo Silva. Renato Sanchez, however, knocked off the ball. It's quickly won back by the Portuguese. And Sanchez down. The referee was looking to play advantage, but in the end, blows the whistle. Foul called. Yeah, that is true, TG. That's certainly the least talked about round of 16 match, Sweden-Ukraine. And who knows? Maybe it could be the best game of the round. You never know. What are my predictions for that game? I think Sweden will win. I think it'll be closer than maybe people think. Ukraine are a decent side. I've been really impressed with Sweden, however. To top that group, Spain was in is impressive. I'll say Sweden 3-1. I think it'll be a pretty entertaining game, to be honest with you. I've been impressed by Sweden so far, though. Yes, you did just see Thierry Henry on the Belgian sideline, Michael. Yes, he is back on the Belgian coaching staff, actually, as an assistant, as this through ball will be cleared away by the feet of Patricio. Yeah, so Michael, he was the assistant with Belgium, and then, of course, he was the head coach of the Montreal Impact. And since he's left Montreal, he's back as the assistant to Roberto Martinez for the Belgian national team. Yes. Yep. Yeah, so he was away from Belgium for a little bit while he was the head coach of Montreal and MLS, but now he's back with Belgium. And now Diogo Dalot will be shown yellow. Second booking of the match. First yellow was to João Palhinha for that challenge on De Bruyne. And now Dalot is shown yellow. As he just dragged down Eden Hazard. Oh, is that right, Ben? Okay, very good, very good. Early second half, Belgium with the 1-goal lead over Portugal. And that's a poor pass, won back by Sanchez. However, no support in Belgium once more in possession. This is sent ahead by Alderweireld. And now Lukaku on the chase. Pepe will get there first. This is sent back to Patricio. Yeah, Sweden are a tough nut to crack. Sweden are good. I'll tell you what, they could be a Cinderella team this tournament. Yeah, I know, TG. I know. Well, I thought Palhinha played well in France, so I think I think he deserved a spot in the starting lineup. But at the same time, it is a bit surprising because Palhinha is still very young, and Dalot crosses out. It comes to Moutinho. His shot is blocked, and now Eden Hazard gets on the ball for Belgium. I'm just waiting for João Felix to come in. I don't understand why he's not being used by Fernando Santos. That's just baffling to me. Here's Meunier. That's my main frustration. Bernardo Silva comes running back to win it back for Portugal, and he'll earn a goal kick. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. It's Belgium with the lead. But still plenty of time left in this round of 16 matchup. The winner faces Italy in the quarters. Here's Guerrero. Guerrero's still going. Now it finds Sanchez. Well, I know you're talking about Palhinha. I don't like João Moutinho. I don't like João Moutinho at the same time. I mean, he's okay. He doesn't provide anything special, though. I mean, he's fine in possession, but I don't know. I'd have a completely different lineup if I were the Portuguese manager. But hey, I don't agree with a lot of the decisions that Fernando Santos makes. Here is Ronaldo. That strike blocked by Vermaelen. And Alderweireld trying to clear, but it goes off of his teammate in Meunier. And now for a Portuguese throw-in. Yeah, I definitely think so, Ben. Ronaldo's basically the coach. I think he makes the lineup. Fernando Santos, I think he's just a puppet. He does what Ronaldo says, which is a shame. But yeah, I think definitely Ronaldo has a big say in what the lineup is for Portugal. It looks like some substitutions will be made, and I think I just saw João Felix on the sideline ready to come on, which is a good sign. Edge of the box, one back by Eden Hazard. Look at this from Hazard. However, he ran out of moves, and it was eventually one back by Moutinho. And now a free kick will be given to Portugal, it looks like. I don't know, TG. I was wondering the same thing. I don't think he's injured. Yeah, Danilo Pereira on Leicester. I don't understand either. That I don't think he's injured. But then again, why wouldn't he be on the squad? Yeah, I was very surprised to see him omitted from the squad. And here comes some Portugal substitutions. João Felix coming on. There he is to replace João Moutinho. And he's taking Bernardo Silva off too. Bruno Fernandes comes in. That's an interesting move. So those are the two changes. Bruno Fernandes and João Felix into the match for Portugal. Can they provide a spark off the bench? Long ball forward, and it's one back by Belgium. Out to the midfield, it comes to Pepe. Yes, Danilo Pereira is the fullback at Leicester, correct. As this ball is crossed towards Ronaldo, but overstruck by Rafael Guerreiro. I haven't stopped drinking Coke, Ben. Here's Romelu Lukaku. Settled by the chest of Witsel. Oh, yeah, absolutely, TG. Thanks, Donkey, for joining the broadcast as well. How is Portugal playing? Not too great. Not too great. They've been mediocre so far. Yeah, maybe he is injured, Danilo Pereira of Leicester. Here is João Felix making the run, but first to that ball was Courtois. No, Renato Sanchez is a great player. I love him. Yeah, these performances at the Euros will certainly put him back in the spotlight. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo still going. Gets it back from Jota. And now a chance. Oh, it's put over the bar. What an opportunity for Diogo Jota. A real good opportunity for Portugal. But no goal to show for it. Yeah, Castagna did replace him at Leicester. I still think he's a really good player, Danilo Pereira. Yeah, Ronaldo did play in the last Euro, Michael. Here come Portugal again, knocking on the doorstep. Renato Sanchez. Michael, he got injured in the final. Here is Sanchez back with it, but he'll be whistled for the foul. Portugal furious with the decision. Down went Eden Hazard. TG, I am in the The clock right now is at 58 minutes, 30 seconds. 58:35 now. That's what my TV reads. But yeah, Michael, Ronaldo did play in the Euros last time around. He suffered an injury like 20 minutes into the final against France, though, and had to come out. And then Portugal still went on to win it all against France. I'll never remember that day. I'll never forget that day, I should say. I'll always remember that day. That's what I meant to say. That was extraordinary. Eder with the winner. You're in the 57th minute. All right. Well, no worries if you if you leave my stream, since I might spoil it for you since I'm a minute ahead. Here's Dries Mertens looking to break through, but the flag is raised. Offsides called against Dries Mertens as we approach the hour mark. Yeah, Ben, he was really good at Leicester when he was in form and actually playing. I'm at the exact point as you on the game clock. Good. That's good. Here is Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo into Renato Sanchez. Back out wide. Here's Sanchez again. Now the cross. Headed by Felix. But a save made by Courtois. Now that Belgium have the lead, of course, they started with 3 at the back, but now it's more like a back 5, defensively speaking. The outside midfielders and Meunier and Hazard have dropped back to help out on defensive duties. Okay, I understand, TG. Awesome. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, you get that work done. That's most important. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo. Now Guerrero. Back to Ronaldo. Portugal looking for their first goal. Now into the middle. It's Bruno Fernandes. He took a crack at goal, but it's over the bar. Goal kick for Belgium. Yeah, that's definitely always an option too. You're right about that, Michael. Yeah, a little bit, Donkey. Joao Felix immediately has been on the end of some good chances, and then Bruno Fernandes just a moment ago had that shot. They're both phenomenal players, phenomenal options off the bench that were put in by Fernando Santos. So, yeah, both of them have been making an impact so far, which is exactly what you want to see. This is now Jan Vertonghen. The round of 16 in the Euros continues tomorrow, the nightcap at 3 Eastern time, when France and Switzerland square off. Romelu Lukaku with a shot. That sails over the bar. Took that down on his left foot. Yeah, definitely, Ben. We could see there's always a chance for a mistake because that Belgian defense is aging, as you say. They can be shaky at times. So this game is certainly far from over. And now Portugal will win a free kick. Ronaldo is fouled. Here is Pepe. Now Diogo Dalot. Torgan Hazard's goal late in the first half is the difference between these two sides. Now it's Dello. 64th minute approaching. Dello back for Pepe. Now Renato Sanchez. João Felix had his pass blocked. Back with Sanchez and Felix again. Yes, copy that. We are all sports fans in here. As Sanchez delivers a cross, and that's handled by Thibaut Courtois. Second half so far, well, Belgium have been more defensive, Donkey. Belgium have been more defensive. Which is not really their, their preference in style, but with them leading by a goal, that's how they're shaping up to play in the second half. They've been much more defensive, sitting back. Portugal have been a bit more attacking minded, which is what we expected. But the score still stays the same. It should be quite the ending, though. As Torgan Hazard comes over to take this Belgium throw-in. It's one back by Portugal. Here's Renato Sanchez. Nice heel pass by João Felix to Rafael Guerreiro. Now the ball lofted forward to Renato Sanchez. Sanchez has it stolen away. Great work by Axel Witsel for Belgium. But that pass forward finds no one from Thomas Vermaelen. 66 minutes in, just about. Belgium 1, Portugal 0. Torgan Hazard's 42nd minute strike has Belgium in the lead, and it's stayed that way since. Bruno Fernandes out wide with Rafael Guerreiro. And the low cross headed away by Vermaelen. It will be a Portugal throw-in. Oh, you did see that, Ben? Yes, that's great. Yep, I decided to upload that to YouTube to my channel because why not? Yeah, that was just an epic game. My high school's baseball team won their state tournament game in epic fashion. Yeah, that was crazy ending. Walk-off single to win it. Here is Eden Hazard. Now back to Jan Vertonghen. Romelu Lukaku turns Pepe aside, but that's a poor pass into the middle, given away by Torgan Hazard. Now Diogo Dalot back for Pepe. Here's Jota. Back to Sanchez. And from a long ways out, his effort goes wide. No deflection as that shot came through traffic. And Andre Silva is set to enter for Portugal. This is Eden Hazard. He goes down. The play continues for Belgium. And now the Belgians will kick it out. And both teams getting into it a bit. Pepe comes in and he goes after Lukaku. He and Lukaku will have to be split up. Bruno Fernandes just following through on Eden Hazard. And that's what caused Hazard to go down for Belgium. Roberto Martinez certainly vocal on the sideline. And now the referee, Felix Brick, will have a word with both Pepe and Lukaku. Eden Hazard appears to be all right. And now the Portuguese substitution will be made. Andre Silva will replace Diogo Jota. So that is all for Jota. And we'll see what type of impact Andre Silva can make off the bench for Portugal. Yeah, Pepe certainly does love a scrap. Yeah, he makes me nervous. You know, he's a quality defender, but then he can be a little bit of a hothead sometimes. He's got to be careful in that aspect. 20 minutes remain in regulation. Belgium leading by 1. Jota was all right, Donkey. He didn't have a particularly great night. None of the attackers for Franklin have been that good tonight. In fact, Jota and Bernardo Silva have both come out. Ronaldo, the only attacker left that started the match. So I think that tells you a large bit of the story. The fact that Fernando Santos has made some changes up top shows you that it's not been the best night for Bernardo Silva or Diogo Jota. Jota had a couple of half chances, but was never too engaging. Now it's Torgan Hazard, Axel Witsel. Back to Thomas Vermaelen. Courtois goes wide. And the header won there by Ruben Diaz. Palhinha to Bruno Fernandes. And a heavy challenge that João Felix fouled, and the first yellow for Belgium will be shown. It's Vermaelen who's booked for Belgium. And a free kick coming for Portugal. Yeah, exactly, Ben, exactly. Some quality players for Portugal just haven't shown up on the night, but that can change for the ones still on the pitch. And some real good talent has also been subbed on in the second half for Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo takes a deep breath. This is certainly within his range. Laser focus from the star, Cristiano Ronaldo. A lot of time to think about this one as we are into the 73rd minute. Courtois' wall is set up. There's the whistle. It's Cristiano Ronaldo straight into the wall. The Belgian wall stands up tall to make the save, and now this ball clipped into the box, lands right into the hands of Courtois. It's another underwhelming sequence for Portugal and what looked to be a promising chance. That pass from Eden Hazard played behind his brother Torgan. It's the 74th minute now, so just over 15 minutes to play plus stoppage time, Ben. Portugal need a goal soon. Here's Pepe. Yeah, I'm with you there, TG. Ronaldo, he hasn't been that great of a free kick taker. I feel like more times than not, he sends it right into the wall. Yeah, it is frustrating seeing him take free kicks. As Eden Hazard commits a foul. Yeah, I'd probably rather have Bruno Fernandes taking those free kicks, to be honest with you. But we all know that's not going to happen. Ronaldo's never going to pass the baton. He's going to continue taking free kicks, and Fernando Santos, he's not going to do anything about it. Even if Cristiano Ronaldo continues to send free kicks straight into the wall, Fernando Santos he's too scared to say anything to Ronaldo. He's not going to go up to him and say, "Let Bruno take the free kicks." It's just not going to happen. It's Ronaldo's team at the end of the day, so those free kicks are going to continue to be his. And that's another reason I think Bruno Fernandes has been quiet this tournament, or at least part of it. He's in the shadow of Ronaldo. As Andre Silva goes down, now it falls to Guerrero. Here is Ronaldo. Not the shot he was seeking. Took a slight deflection into the hands of Courtois. Top of the 18, Joao Felix went down. Play continued. Portugal had a chance, but were unable to capitalize. That's been the theme tonight. Here's Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku went down behind the play. Meanwhile, Portugal win it back. Here's Renato Sanchez. Belgium essentially down a man for the moment as Lukaku is wincing in pain. That's one back by Torgan Hazard. And now Pepe comes crashing in. An unnecessary challenge from Pepe. And now the tempers are boiling over as the teams will have to be split up. Yeah, right, TG. That is an interesting stat for sure. And shown yellow is Pepe. That was just late and unnecessary for Pepe. And that's what I alluded to earlier this half. He's got to keep his cool, or else he could really hurt the team. Yeah, the whistle was blown, and then he just came crashing through Torgan Hazard. And both teams starting to engage in a physical game. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's the one question mark regarding Bruno Fernandes. He hasn't performed well on the biggest of stages yet. I really like him as well. I think he's a great player, but he has been quiet in some big moments, I feel like. Romelu Lukaku is now back to his feet for Belgium. Looks like he's rubbing the left side of his head. Meanwhile, Portugal are set to make their final two changes of the 90 minutes anyways. As João Palhinha will make way for Danilo. The Danilo of PSG, that is. Meanwhile, Sergio Oliveira of Porto has entered the match. Ronaldo went down. Meanwhile, it was quickly sent into the box from Portugal from the free kick. And Lukaku commits the foul. He takes down Bruno Fernandes, and Fernandes is furious. He's upset with the moment when the referee allowed Lukaku back onto the pitch, because Lukaku was waved on right at the time when Bruno Fernandes got the ball on this near sideline, and in the end, the foul was called. Yeah, it's a physical duel right now, Donkey. 5 subs are allowed, Michael, and then if it went to extra time, an additional substitution would be allowed. So a 6th sub would be allowed for both teams if it went to extra time. Thibaut Courtois now has it. Sergio Oliveira, by the way, came in for Renato Sanchez. That's a very interesting decision. 11 minutes and stoppage time to play. Another foul against Belgium. This time, Eden Hazard Dries Mertens is whistled for the foul. Dries Mertens has actually been Belgium's only substitute so far, and that was because Kevin De Bruyne got injured. So if it weren't for that injury, we would be looking at 80 minutes played and no changes made by Belgium, as that flicked on header is sent over the bar by Andre Silva. The frustration mounting for Portugal, who just need 1 goal to get themselves back in the match and keep their tournament hopes alive. Yeah, Fernando Santos just took Renato Sanchez out. And yes, KDB is injured. Yes, TG, that as well. You must have missed it. Yeah, he got injured at the very beginning of the first half, of the second half. Excuse me. Sorry. Actually, the injury took place at the end of the first half, and then he had to come out like 3 minutes into the second half. And now a yellow card will be shown to Alderweireld. A lot of fouls here late on in the second half. Alderweireld fouled João Felix. Yeah, it was at the beginning of the second half, TG, where he was forced to come out. Hopefully it's nothing serious, but I don't know. It looks like it could be. It looked like a bad ankle injury. It was a foul by João Palhinha where he landed on the ankle of De Bruyne. It didn't look good. And De Bruyne continued for the rest of that first half and then tried to give it a go in the second half, but had to come out like 2 minutes into the second half. So here's Bruno Fernandes. The cross was a good one, but the header saved by Courtois. What a chance. Portugal, meanwhile, still with it. Sergio Oliveira, wide for Pepe. Pepe on his left. Curls one into the box. Out it comes to João Felix. Felix, with a poor effort, completely mishit that ball. It was Ruben Diaz with the header off the Fernandes corner kick. And that ball had enough. That header was powerful enough that if he had put that to the right or left corner, Courtois probably wasn't getting to it. But the angle just wasn't there. Ruben Diaz just couldn't quite pick out a corner. Couldn't pick out a spot. A reminder that the MLS season continues next weekend on Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a clash of 2 teams that met in the Eastern Conference Final last year. The Columbus Crew taking on my New England Revolution. Here's a chance at the edge of the box. Oh, they struck the post. Portugal so close to the equalizing goal. And now Belgium breaking the other way. Eden Hazard finds Dries Mertens. Now Lukaku. Lukaku on his left. Still going and eventually taken down. Foul against Sergio Oliveira. Wow. Portugal hitting the post. Yeah, they might be a little bit, fatigue might be a little bit of a factor, Ben, as Guerreiro hit the post. The reaction from the Portuguese fans says it all. And now Belgium have a dangerous free kick opportunity as we approach the 84th minute. I think some of it, of the fouling from Belgium's defenders, Ben, is to just frustrate Portugal and slow down their rhythm. I think that's part of it. Here's Lukaku. Couldn't hit the target. Got it over the wall, but over the bar it goes as well. This is now settled by Andre Silva. Silva, who had a great season in Germany with Frankfurt. Now Ronaldo. Ronaldo on his left. The shot is blocked. In the way was Thomas Vermaelen. Who hit? Oh, who hit the post? It was Rafael Guerreiro. Donkey. It was Guerreiro. 85th minute now. Fernandes once again delivers the corner. Belgium able to clear their box. But Oliveira will win a throw-in. You can tell Portugal are playing with more and more urgency, needing a goal. Quick throw-in by Fernandes. Here comes the service. Headed out. Now settled by Guerreiro. Back to Oliveira. Fernandes once more. No foul called. Fernandes taken down. He's furious. Meanwhile, the other way, here comes Lukaku. One-on-one with Ruben Diaz. Lukaku still going. And Danilo got a crucial touch for Portugal. And the Portuguese now come the other way. Although that pass is off the mark to Guerreiro. And Belgium are back in possession. Moved into the middle with Axel Witsel. Witsel finds Lukaku. And there's the steal by Pepe. What an entertaining ending here. Up and down action. Some space opening up for Portugal. Down the left wing. Here is Ronaldo. Now Sergio Oliveira. Wide it comes. A strong win by Diogo Dalot. Fernandes clips one to the penalty spot. But the header won by Tielemans. Now Witsel under some pressure. And he will prevent it from being a corner. Instead, a Portuguese throw-in. Meanwhile, Eden Hazard is grasping that right hamstring of his. And he will come out. Just the second substitution by Roberto Martinez. And yeah, Hazard immediately signaled for a change about a minute ago. And so he's forced to come out. From a Belgian perspective, hopefully it's nothing too serious. Yannick Carrasco, his replacement. Diogo Dalot with the long run up on the throw-in. 87th minute of play. Throw-in delivered to the box. Headed down by Oliveira. Yeah, it's 20 shots now. Wow. I didn't even realize it was that much now. I knew they had many shots, but I didn't realize it was 20. Yep. Exactly. Just 3 on target. That's been the problem. Here's a long ball forward. Chasing it down is Andre Silva. Silva on his right foot. Crosses to the back post. Handed away by Belgium. And now cleared out by Mertens. It will be a Portugal throw-in. Yeah, Belgium have had just one. Yeah, both teams haven't had many shots on target. Ronaldo with the header. Silva sliding in, but Courtois there to make the stop. Andre Silva with the sliding effort. Ronaldo with the flicked-on header to set up a dangerous chance. But Courtois able to come out and make the stop for Belgium. Fernando Santos in disbelief. We're 2 minutes away from reaching the 90-minute mark in Seville. Ruben Diaz through the middle. Settled by Diogo Dalot. Dalot can't get by. And it's won by Vertonghen, who now has the captain's armband after Eden Hazard came off. Now it's Lukaku charging forward. He has Carrasco. Now it's Yannick Carrasco cutting to the inside on his right. Yannick Carrasco defended tightly by Diaz. Great defending by Ruben Diaz. And now Carrasco looking for support. It's won by Portugal. A great steal by Bruno Fernandes. And he'll win a throw-in. Portugal playing urgently, running out of time, trailing by a goal. This is Oliveira. Now wide for João Felix. Felix to Oliveira. Now the header by Dalot. But coming off his line to claim that is Thibaut Courtois. And I'm hearing that there will be 5 minutes added on at the end of the second half. Yes, yep, I heard that as well, Michael. And there is confirmation. So 5 minutes of stoppage time. 5 minutes for Portugal to keep their tournament alive. This comes back to Danilo. Still some time for Portugal, but not much. Header finds Dries Mertens. Belgium back with it. Into the middle, Tielemans. Under pressure from Pepe. It's won back by Portugal. Here's João Felix. Felix cutting back. Now into the middle with Fernandes. Fernandes ahead for Andre Silva, who is crowded. Now it comes out for Sergio Oliveira. Headed wide. Rafael Guerreiro will get there. Now João Felix. 4 minutes left. In the space, it's Sergio Oliveira. His cross blocked. It will go out for a throw-in. Belgium defending for their lives at this point, as it's thrown into Felix. Will there be any more goals? I don't know, man. I hope so. I hope Portugal grabs a late equalizer here. I'm getting nervous. Here's Danilo. Lays it back. And that's well high from Bruno Fernandes. Not the shot he wanted. And disappointment on the face of Portuguese supporters inside Estadio La Cartuja. Portugal have had their chances, just not able to beat Courtois. Of course, Rafael Guerreiro hit the woodwork earlier in the half as well. It's been a frustrating night for the Portuguese. Back to this one is Ruben Diaz. And it will be a Belgian throw-in. Leander Den Donker is set to come into the match for Belgium. Not just yet. We're midway through stoppage time now. The throw-in comes to Carrasco. And it will be off of him. Portugal quickly take the throw, and they have a lot of field to cover. Sergio Oliveira out to midfield. Back it goes to Belgium. Now Pepe coming forward. He wins it for Portugal. And Dalot lays it off to Fernandes. Fernandes to João Felix. Felix looking for Andre Silva. That's cut out and now falls to Pepe. Pepe lays it back. Portugal have pretty much everyone forward with the exception of Patricio. And a miscommunication there as the pass was off the mark. Pepe came crashing in, no foul called. And now Belgium will send it up to midfield. Settled by Lukaku. Lukaku with a poor pass, and Ruben Diaz comes sliding in to win it back for Portugal. an epic ending in Seville. Joao Felix. Now sent wide by Guerrero. Crossed in. Header away. And Carrasco's there for Belgium. A 2-on-2 emerging at the other end of the pitch. And now 3-on-2. Carrasco looking for Tielemans, but it's won back by Danilo. Great defensive work, and Portugal's hope still alive. 60 seconds remain. Sergio Oliveira going wide. Joao Felix. Andre Silva. Back to Felix. Oh, his shot is off the mark. That might have been the last look for Portugal. Just wide of the near post from Felix. And Courtois will be in no rush whatsoever to take this goal kick, as Torgan Hazard's night will come to an end. And it looks like his goal will turn out to be the game winner for Belgium. A moment of brilliance from Torgan Hazard towards the end of the first half is what will likely send Belgium through, unless there's a miracle late from Portugal. Leander Dendoncker makes his third appearance for Belgium in these Euros. He plays his club football for Wolves in the Premier League. Goal kick taken. It's won back by Portugal. Is there enough time for one last chance? Here's Danilo. We're past the 5 minutes of stoppage time. Belgium now win it back. Clear to midfield. Danilo back with it, but it's all over. Belgium are moving on to the quarterfinals of UEFA Euro 2020. Cristiano Ronaldo throws his captain's armband down in frustration. It just was not Portugal's night. Yeah, definitely, Badger. Thanks for tuning in over on Twitch. It was a good game. Portugal crash out. The defending champs eliminated. And there will be a new champion in these Euros. 1-0 the final score, and we now have our second quarterfinal matchup set. Belgium and Italy will square off on Friday in Munich. Yes, thank you very much, Michael. I appreciate it. Yeah, it just wasn't Portugal's night. They had some chances, but yeah, a frustrating one for sure. Yeah, Italy-Belgium, that will be one heck of a quarterfinal. Hopefully I can call that match. I am leaving on vacation on Saturday, but hopefully on Friday I can call that one. We'll see. Yeah, Belgium weren't great by any means, but in the end, they grind out the result and get the job done. The moment of the match has to be the moment of brilliance from Torgan Hazard. A superb strike with his right foot. Unbelievable curl on that ball. An unbelievable strike. The swerve just top class. A great finish. And that's the winner. So taking a look at the updated bracket, Belgium-Italy will square off Friday, 3 Eastern time. The other quarterfinal set is the Czech Republic and Denmark. That will be a week from today at noon. Well, that will put a wrap on my broadcast, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Belgium 1, Portugal 0, the final score from Seville, Spain. Portugal crashed out in the round of 16. The defending champs eliminated. And Belgium's hopes of a major tournament title stays alive. Their next test, Italy, in the quarterfinals. I will be back tomorrow for more round of 16 action. It will be Croatia and Spain. That will be the game I'll be on the call for. Noon Eastern time start. Hope to see you guys then tomorrow at lunchtime here in the States. Thank you so much, Ben. Absolutely. It was great to have you guys tuning in. Nice to have you guys on the stream watching on. And yeah, an entertaining game. Belgium, in the end, pull through with the victory. Yeah, thank you guys. Belgium 1, Portugal 0. Belgium.